What are the differences and similarities between Pixel Experience Plus and Pixel Experience Normal Edition custom ROMs based on Android 11? Hey peeps, what's up? Munchie here, back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to show you what are the similarities and differences between the Pixel Experience Plus Edition and Normal Edition custom ROMs based on Android 11. On the right hand side, we have the Poco F1, which is running Pixel Experience Plus Edition, and on the left we have the Redmi K20 Pro, which is running the normal edition. And of course both of these are based on Android 11. So out of the box, both of them have Pixel launcher. Recents, bam, here it is. Recents look the same on both of them. Select works absolutely fine, and you also have the screenshot option. Then let us have a look at the volume panel, and here it is. The normal edition has the AOSP style volume panel, whereas the Plus edition has a different style of volume panel. Other than that, you do have your normal ringer mode buttons and the live caption button at the bottom. Then if we access the quick settings panel, you will notice that the Plus edition has down arrows besides some of the options. If you tap on the down arrow, it should bring up more customization for that specific option. Here it is. We have more options for Bluetooth. Once you're done, tap on done. Then if you tap on edit, you will see that the Plus edition has some additional quick setting tiles. So everything after screencast, which includes ambient, caffeine, heads up, sync, USB tethering, volume panel, and VPN, these are the tiles which are present only in the Plus edition. Other than that, screen recorder, which does let you record internal audio and microphone, is present across both the versions. Then we can press and hold on the home screen, go into styles and wallpapers. As you can see, the UI is exactly the same and the wallpapers are also the same. As for the pre-baked themes, they are also the same. And if you tap on custom, the font options, the icon options, your accent color options, they are also the same, along with your icon shapes, same across both the builds. Next up, let us go into settings, and if you go into network and internet, tap on the Wi-Fi name, tap on it one more time, everything is exactly the same. Next up, we can head over into apps and notifications, and this is where we will find some differences. So let us select Chrome, and then if you go into permissions, the options are same, three different options for the permissions. You also have the toggle to remove the permissions if the application is not used. However, if you go into mobile data and Wi-Fi, you will notice that the Plus edition has some extra options, and this is what is known as per app network isolation. As for your Android bubbles, priority conversations, notification history, those are common across both the builds. Moving over to battery. So optimization profiles is a device feature. It is not a feature which is specific to say either the Plus edition or the normal edition. This is something which your device maintainer has to implement, and the maintainer for Poco F1 has implemented it. For Redmi K20 Pro, it hasn't been implemented. Battery saver is there, adaptive battery is there, and in battery saver you also have the Pixel 5 exclusive extreme battery saver. Now the option for battery percentage has been removed from Plus edition because the Plus edition has more customizations for battery in the system settings. Moving over to display, you have dark theme, night light, adaptive brightness is there. The Plus edition has an extra option called live display, wherein you can change your color profiles, you can change the RGBs and the hue saturation and all those things. Then another difference is auto rotate. So the normal edition has an auto rotate toggle. That's it. For the Plus edition, you have a toggle, and once you enable the toggle, you can customize the different rotation angles as well. Next up we have screen timeout, so that is common across both the builds. Font size is also something which is different. As you can see, the plus edition has much more options. The normal edition has 4 options. Plus can go from 80% to 130%. Then you have display size, same. Now devices with a notch will have the option of hiding the notch only in the plus edition, along with the option to override the notch by using full screen applications. Move over to lock screen. Some differences here as well. As you can see, we have display, media cover art and music visualizer exclusive to the plus edition only. Going to advanced, you do have ambient, and of course devices which support always on display will have always on display across both the normal and the plus edition. Important thing to note over here is that software cannot add hardware. Very important thing to note. Then double tap to wake is present on both the builds. However, double tap to sleep on status bar and double tap to sleep on lock screen, along with wake on plug and prevent accidental wake up, these are exclusive to the plus edition builds. Moving over to sound, you can of course change the different volumes. Then the option of linking and delinking ring and notification volumes and increasing ring volume are exclusive to the plus edition. And the option of having different ringtones for different sims in case of dual sim devices is common for both the builds. The other toggles are the same. The plus edition has an additional toggle which says vibrate to indicate call status, and of course direct sound enhancer is something which will be added based on your specific device. This is not a feature which is based on, say, either the plus edition or the normal edition. Next up we can move over to security. So in terms of security, screen lock is common, fingerprint is common. Of course, devices with fingerprint on display have support for fingerprint on display, and on the Redmi K20 Pro they do not have screen off FOD, and face unlock is also common across both the normal edition and the plus edition. Of course, for devices which have an IR camera like the Poco F1, it uses the IR camera for face unlock, and for devices with normal cameras, the normal camera is used. Moving over to system, this is where we find some major differences. Now of course the Redmi K20 Pro has a pop-up camera, so they have an extra option for front camera sound effects, and this option is common across both the normal and the plus edition. Let us move over to gestures and we can go into system navigation. So as you can see, the normal edition has just 2 options, gestures and 3 button. The plus edition has 3 different options, gestures, 2 button and 3 button. Let us check out the customizations for gestures. So yes, the plus edition has the option of hiding the bar at the bottom, and you can also configure the edge touch area. Similarly, for 2 button and 3 button navigation on the plus edition, you have compact layout, show arrow keys while typing, and invert the layout in case you want to. Other than that, the plus edition also has an additional option for 3-finger screenshot, and we can also go into the power menu, and as you can see, we do have an additional option called advanced restart power menu in the plus edition as well. Moving over to buttons, as you can see, buttons and status bar, these customizations are exclusive to the plus edition only. And before we look into that, let me tell you that rules is a feature which is present across both the builds. So moving over to buttons, herein you have your gesture navigation one more time, power menu controls once again, then you have customization for the power menu like end the call, long press for torch, customization for your volume buttons like wake the device, answer call, controlling music playback, keyboard cursor control, partial screenshot is also present. And then in status bar you have your network traffic monitor, controlling what all icons you want to see in the status bar. Double tap to sleep on the status bar is also present. Then you can customize your clock. So for devices with a notch you have left and right, and for devices without a notch you would have left, right and center. You have a toggle to enable the seconds, AM, PM style, and as I told you earlier in the video, the Plus edition has the option of battery percentage removed from the battery options, because you have customizations over here. You can customize your icon style and your battery percentage. Then the brightness slider in the quick settings, auto brightness button, and this is what we're talking about, brightness slider and the auto brightness button, along with swiping across the status bar for brightness control. And then you also have quick settings, quick pull down, along with the option to customize your icons in portrait and in landscape mode. For your quick settings, you can choose how many icons you want to see. Next up, in terms of Google Assistant, both of them have the same Google Assistant. On the Redmi K20 Pro, the current build, the Google Assistant hot word is broken, but they are exactly the same. In terms of portrait light feature in Google Photos, that feature is also common across both the builds. So the question comes, which build should you use? Should you use Plus edition or should you use the normal edition? Well, you are the best person to answer that question depending on what features you need. Plus edition has everything which the normal edition has, and it also has some extra features on top. So in case you like those extra features, then go for the Plus edition. In case you don't, then use the normal edition. In terms of stability, both of them are exactly the same for a specific device. And there it is, peeps. That is what was similar and what is different in Pixel Experience Plus and Normal Edition. And that will do it for this video. Hope my video helped you. Likes, shares and subscribes are appreciated. Feedback and comment more than welcome. See you when I see you.